Hi wig fans, welcome back to my channel. This is Kez. Today I'm going to be showing you a few more of my new wig purchases. The first one that I have is this lovely little bob here. The wig itself is from a site called Dreamholic, but I got it off someone else. It's a nice little brown bob and it's got this chunk in the front of like a gingery ready bit with a little piece of yellow through it as well. It's very stylish, but it does have another part to this wig, which I'll show you. Now, as a wig on its own, it's really cute. And you could just wear it as it is. You can wear it sort of as a full fringe. It is a bit long, so I would have to cut it if I wanted to wear it as full fringe. But you can also wear it to the side, which is how I would probably prefer to style it. So in the case of this one, I don't think that I'm going to trim the fringe. I can always sort of just push it back further on my head if I do want to wear it as a full fringe, I think. The parting on it is quite thin, so I would probably just pluck that and make the parting a little bit thicker just to give it a slightly more realistic effect. And I'm just playing with the pieces here to sort of get that fringe to sit a bit nicer. Okay, that's a bit better. Sort of comes down in a sort of sweepy effect there. But this is the extra bit that comes with it that I wanted to show you, which I think are really cute. So because it's like a kawaii wig, like a Japanese one, you get these cute little bun plaits with it as well. So they are on like a little clip, so you just sort of clip there, and there's a little tightener there if you wanted to tighten it. But the idea is that you can attach them to the top of the wig, and they do get hidden, so you don't actually see the clips. It just looks like you're wearing the hair up. And the same thing with the other. And then you've got this cute little mangry effect style. Now you can do a few things with this. If you wanted, you could just use the one and sit it at the back of the head and have it like a plait coming down the back as well, if you preferred, or like a bun just randomly on top. One of the other things you could do is you could sit it like that, maybe, and sit it next to each other if you wanted. You can also place them wherever you wanted to on the head. So if you wanted them more on the sides, you could do that. So they could be there, ideally, or there, you know, pretty much wherever you wanted to put them. I would say more towards the back hides the clips better. Anyway, that is that. So this is the second wig that I've got. I've skipped forward a little bit because it needed the fringe trimming, so I've just done that so that you didn't have to see that on camera. This is a UV wig, really pretty. I have chopped these little bits. There was a little bit of sort of a side bang in it anyway, and I've just chopped it a little bit more just to give it that sort of flick to it. Yeah, just because I think it looks quite cute that way, and because it naturally bends towards going away from your face, it looks quite pretty. I do find when you do these, there's particular strands that seem to almost want to be cut to a point, so if you follow what you feel is the right place to cut, you usually get it right. So like, for example, this bit here, it's just like a stray bit, but if I cut it a little bit shorter, it just blends in with the rest. So it does sort of follow a natural pattern to it. And I have trimmed the fringe quite a bit. I will chop into the very edge of it just so that it's not quite as blunt, but other than that, I think it's quite a pretty wig. As I say, it's not really an everyday wear wig because it does shed a little bit, but it is really pretty colours. I like the sort of fade into blonde. Personally, I will probably cut it a little bit shorter so that there's only that much of the blonde peeking out, just because it's a little bit long for me. But other than that, I think it's quite nice. I'm not sure I like the fact that it makes my face look quite round, but we'll see. So this one is Dreamholic Trio Sonata, another kawaii wig. These were all bought from the same person. This has got quite a thick fringe, but it's quite good for being able to sweep over to one side. But yeah, I quite like that one. It is kind of a gothy type look, but I kind of like that. I probably wouldn't wear it as an everyday wig. It's probably more of a picture wig for me personally. But yeah, tell me what you think in the comments of this one. It does have some shorter pieces in the front as well. I don't know whether they were pre-cut in or not, but I like it. Again, came from the same seller as before. And this last one from the same seller, this is Lush Wigs. Can't remember the style or the colour, but it's on the website at the moment. The fringe isn't particularly thick on this one. Don't know whether it's been cut that way on purpose or whether it is just thinner, but I do like the combination of the two colours. I do find whenever you get wigs, whether you've got them off someone else or you've gotten them from the website, like when you pull it down, there's always bits that sort of get on your nerves and hang in your face, and so it's always a good idea just to snip those off, because they tend to just get in the way. So I always just thin them out and get rid of them, just so that they're not poking me in the face. I think it's just the way it sits differently on different people, obviously different shaped heads as well. But that's quite a cute little wig. I do like the shorter styles sometimes because they're easy to just throw on and go. For example, if I wanted to go to the shops and I wanted something quick and easy to put on because my hair was greasy and I couldn't be bothered to wash it, I would just stick something like this on. And this is my new favourite purchase from, wait for it, Shein, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, that's where it's from. I wanted one that had these beautiful waves in it. I did have one like this. I think I accidentally sold it in mistake of another one because I had two similar, and I think I sold the one that I actually liked instead. So I wanted another black water wave wig, which this is. Has a lace front that just goes from ear to ear. I have cut mine back all the way just because I don't think it really needs it. You can see the hairline's actually quite good on it. The lace is slightly darker, but because I'm quite dark around my roots, it doesn't really matter, so it just blends with them quite well. Usually I wouldn't have a bright pink wig cap underneath it, but I can't find my actual wig cap, so at the moment I'm having to use the sleeping one that I've got just because it's bamboo. It doesn't irritate my head. In terms of amending it slightly, I've just cut in the baby hairs a little bit at the front. They were kind of already there, but I just made them a little bit shorter. I've cut these bits here slightly shorter, and I've done the same with a couple of bits further down. Reason for that is just so that it looks more natural and doesn't look like it's all one length, because hair, unless you've had it cut specifically that way, is not generally all one length, and so it just makes it look that little bit more natural. This is one that I think I could actually go out in. I've said before in my videos, because my hair is there underneath, I don't really mind if people know I'm wearing a wig, but I understand for some people that's quite important, that people sort of don't always notice that they're wearing a wig, especially if they're very self-conscious about it. And I will say that if someone isn't a wig wearer, 9 times out of 10 they won't even notice if you're wearing a wig anyway. They just naturally presume it's hair, even especially with the lace fronts. People sort of have to really stare at your hairline to notice. So this is continuing on from a different day. I wanted to show you a few more of the new wigs that have arrived. You did see this one in the last video, which is still beautiful. I have had a couple of new ones, so I just wanted to show you them while I've got a second. This is the first one. It came from a lovely individual seller. It's like a creamy blonde, has a lace front. I bought 3 from her. She said 2 of them were hair couture and 1 of them was JB extensions. Not sure which is which because it doesn't have the tags in it. Going on the wig though, I think this is probably hair couture, because it's very similar to the ones that I've seen on there. Now this one here, this is the creamy blonde. It sort of goes backwards and it's got quite a lot of baby hairs around the front. There is lace, but as you can see, it's very, very see-through. Now she has left the lace quite long. That could be removed, but I think the reason she's left it long is so that you could actually wear it back, because there's enough hair at the front here, if you don't remove the lace, to actually sit the wig back as well. So it's really pretty and quite flexible. Reminds me a little bit of Daenerys from Game of Thrones, so it'll probably be used for that at some point. It's not usually the shade of blonde I go for. I usually go for a lot lighter than that, but it's light enough that it doesn't look too yellow on me, so I really like it. This was one of the other ones I got from her. I think this is probably JB extensions, looking at the wig, just because I've had a few things off them before and I know what their wigs are like. This is beautiful. It sort of goes into an ashy blonde from a darker root. Now sometimes I don't like really dark roots, but I do quite like the dark roots on this. The other thing that makes me think this is a JB extensions one is the lace front, because their lace tends to be, although they have lace parts and they do have lace sort of ear to ear, the lace is a different kind of lace. It's kind of like slightly darker in shade than some laces. Not to the point where it's too dark that it doesn't blend, but I recognise the lace. That's probably the easiest way to say it. Right, that's this one. Now I love those lighter pieces around the front of this one. It's really, really pretty. She had them all washed and steamed before she sent them out, so they're all new and beautiful. This one does need a bit of a brush because it's just been sitting in the bag. Because the wig I'm wearing today, as you saw, the black wig, is to kind of match the outfit I'm wearing, and it's quite gothy. This gives it a whole new tone, so you can actually wear this and not look quite as gothy. In fact, I was going to go out in the gothy one, but I think I might go out in this one instead now. Because having tried it on with the outfit, it actually looks quite good. And the third one I got from her was this one here. It's very similar in style, probably from the same person. Now it's not exactly the same. The roots on this one are just slightly lighter, and the blonde is perhaps, it's got a good mix in there. There's a balayage, there's some very light pieces in there, but there's also some darker pieces as well. So it's got a real nice balayage mix of blonde. So I'm just going to try that one on and show you as well. Because she's all freshened these up, they all smell amazing. This one has got slightly more of a fringe. Now you can change the part on wigs quite easily. You can either wear them in the centre, but if you prefer a side part and it's one that the part can't be altered on, all you need to do is just move the wig slightly and then you get a side part. Just a little bit of a tip there. But this one again is really pretty. Quite a stunning wig. I really love the waves on this one. They're so spirally, like a beachy wave, and look, those beautiful blonde bits at the front. It just looks really, really nice. So that is that one as well. This one I got from a seller that was on Vinted. The wig itself is brand new, so it isn't a second-hand wig. She was selling new. This one is a hair couture wig because I recognise the tag on it, and that's the tags from Hair Couture. It does say on it it's 100% synthetic, which I know it is anyway. It was listed as synthetic. Now I haven't actually cut the lace on this one yet, so you'll get to see it as it is out of the bag, just because I haven't had time this week. It's been a bit crazy. Now this one is slightly darker in blonde than the other ones. It's mainly brown, but it does have some balayage caramelly colours through it. It's very, very pretty wig, and I like the fact that it's got the shorter bits at the front, so it's kind of got those sort of long 90s bangs going for it. You can see the lace on there. It's not actually that long, but that's fine. I'm just going to tuck it under for now to show you, but once the lace is there, you just can't see it at all. It reminds me a little bit of sort of Rachel from Friends. If it was a little bit shorter and it went to about there, it would probably be Rachel from Friends style. But I do like it long, so for once I might leave it long. Most of the time I hack them off when they're this long, but I do like this one. Found this little bargain in the charity shop. This is a Rene of Paris wig. Now if you've never owned a Rene of Paris wig, they retail for around about £150 to £260. This was £15 from the charity shop. They hadn't got any more, unfortunately. Apparently they had, and they all sold, which was a shame because I probably would have bought more. But this is a style Azuma, and the colour is rose gold rooted, which I have had before, so I was quite pleased with the colour. It did look like it was washed when I bought it, but because it was second hand, I did wash it again myself. Now the lace has been cut on this by a previous owner, I'm presuming, but they've left it quite long under the cap, which is nice because it means that if I wanted to cut it shorter I could, but I don't think it really needs it. Now the style is meant to be sort of wavy and short and very sort of beachy, and I really love the style on it, considering it was one that I just randomly got. I didn't know what it was going to be like. It probably does need a bit of a brush because I've just let it air dry, and it looks like the previous owner may have at some point steamed it straight, just because this particular wig looked very beachy and wavy online. I might try and put some more of the waves back into it by using the heatless method. So basically you spray the wig when it's wet and you sort of curl it like that, and then you leave it to dry, and then it comes out, puts the natural spirals back into it. But I actually really like this. I think it's nice to have a short style for a change, because I do wear longer ones generally, but it's nice just to have a messy beachy look. My husband said it looks like an 80s style, but I like it anyway. I'm not sure whether that was meant as a compliment or an insult, but and I've got this one from my beautiful friend Helen. I love Helen. I always get the best wigs from her. This is a bell tress one. So these do retail again round about the £300 mark. Still got the tag on it. So this is Rose Ella, which I do have in a blonde shade, in like a creamy blonde, which I absolutely love. But this is a Sumptuous Strawberry, and it's like a reddy shade. And Helen knows just how much I love reds. So when I found out she had this one for sale, I could not resist buying it. Now, the thing I love, and I've said it before about these wigs, is the hairlines are incredibly good on them. Like, you literally could wear that back and nobody would know it was a wig. And the lace is cut quite well on this one as well. Now, the lace on this actually only stems around that part, so for that reason I would probably keep it down, but you could wear it if you wanted. But again, reds are my thing. I absolutely love red on myself. I think because I've got such pale skin, reds just work really well. And I think with this makeup you can see how different a hair transformation it is when you go from sort of gothy to red to blonde. And I think I'm going to do a little video for my Instagram with a little transition showing the 3 colours, just so that you can see how different wigs make you look. But I really love this one. Probably one of, and I know I say this every time, but one of my new favourites. So this is the final parts of the video that I've been doing. There will be another one coming up soon because I've got some more wigs coming from Shine Shein, whatever you want to call it. And I've also got a couple coming from Temu. When Temu first came out, I gave them a chance and the wigs were terrible. They do look better quality now, so it'll be good to do that comparison. I've got 3 more to show you for this video. The first one that I want to show you is a Webster wig. I did get it off a different seller, but it is new. It still has the lace front attached to it. What appealed to me about this wig is not only has it got beautiful colours, it's sort of got this aqua blue that goes into white and yellow, but on top of that, it's got glitter all the way through it. And I've really wanted a glitter wig for quite a while. And so when I saw this, I thought I'd snatch it up. I have got some glitter to try and do my own, but I've not attempted it yet. And I wanted to see what it looked like before I attempted one. I'm going to leave the lace on it just for now. I will cut the lace at some point. Webster wigs, I've said before, the caps do run quite large. That's the lace. You can see it is quite invisible on it. If I pull it away from my face, you can just see it there. I'm just going to tuck it under for now, so it won't look completely right because it's literally just tucked. But this is the wig. It does need a bit of a brush because it's been sitting in the bag. But I'm just going to hand brush it down for now, just to show you what it looks like. And you can see it's really, really pretty. It's got all those beautiful shades in it. And then just as the light catches it, you can see the tinsel going through it. And depending on how you're holding your head or what light you've got it in, it just shimmers. I do find that if you don't brush the wigs, these ones in particular seem to look very ratty. I don't know why that is, whether it's just the type of fibre, but once you've run the brush through them or the straighteners, they do look really nice. And as I say, there's just that little bit of differentness to it with that tinsel, which makes it look really pretty. I was worried that all the tinsel would come out, but there's only been 1 bit come out since I've had the wig, and that's standard. I mean, even with normal wigs, you get bits of hair coming out. It's got this bit here, and it looks like it's designed so that you can change the part on it, so it's not a set part. You could actually wear it back as well, which is quite nice to actually have the option. And the last 2 I want to show you are from Keshley Head Shop. This is the first one. I think this one has been discontinued now, but you could always keep your eye out on sites and perhaps one would come up. This one is called Bailey. I was talking to Kesh about this, and I said to her the texture felt different on it, and I wasn't sure whether it was like a Futura fibre, but she says that it's yaki, which makes sense because with the yaki hair, is if you look very, very closely at the wig, it almost looks crimped. But I do like yaki wigs. The quality is really nice and they do look very realistic. The laces are already cut on these ones. So this is Bailey. It's got these sort of 90s style bangs to it, which I really like. I'm a bit of a sucker for this kind of style. And I like the fact that it's got that sort of skunk stripe at the front that just goes down the front. They call them all different things, don't they? Skunk stripes, money pieces. But I think this is more classed as a skunk stripe just because of how thick and wide it is. The brown in it is a really nice contrast to the bit at the front. Now this blonde is almost like a ginger. When you look close, I'd say it's bordering on strawberry blonde rather than blonde. And because of that, I can get away with it. I think sometimes if it's like more of a sort of yellowy blonde, it doesn't always work, but in this case it does. This one I think is still available on the Kesh website. This one is called Rogue. So Kesh did actually say when we were chatting about the wigs that this one is Swiss lace. Now Swiss lace is known for being very realistic looking. It's a slightly better quality lace. So it's got this beautiful sort of caramelly brown in, and it has got just blonde pieces in at the front. These ones I suppose are more like what you would call a money piece because they don't go all the way down. And that's the wig there. And you've just got those two blonde sort of face framing bits. The good thing about these ones is they don't start right from the top. The blonde actually comes in a little bit further down, so it sort of blends it in a little bit better. You can see that how invisible the lace is there. It's really good. It does tend to be like a standard part with this one. I don't think the part's really that movable. But there are things you could do about that, such as moving it slightly to the side. If you wanted it as more of a side part, and I think that works quite well with this particular wig, I would probably just move that parting over slightly when you wear it, because I think it looks really nice as a side part. And it's amazing how just that little tiny bit of moving it makes a huge difference to the whole sort of look of the wig. So that's with it as a side part, and that's with it as a middle part. And it's such a simple shift to do as well. I'm hoping that's a tip that people have quite enjoyed. So that's the wig video for this time. I hope that you've enjoyed it and you've been following along with all the wigs. Do let me know in the comments which ones you like. I always like to hear from you guys. And also I hope that you'll like and subscribe and spread the news about the channel. Until next time, thanks for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon.